Cześć, tutaj Moni and welcome to Learn Polish with Advance. Last time we talked about 17 strangers and I promised you additional exercises on words that contain those strangers, and there will be a new video on the alphabet as well. So let's start practicing. Just a little revision before we start. So let's just look once more at the letters that we've got here with our ogoneks, kreskas and kropkas. On, ć, e, w, n, u, ś, ż, and ż. I also mentioned that the Z kropka consonant is exactly the same as RZ. It's different spelling with the same pronunciation. So, diagraphs. Ch, z, g, dr, r, exactly as the same as this one, and sh. And trigraph G. Let's practice. So don't worry about the meaning of some words. Some you will know, some you won't, but it's all about pronouncing, okay? So let's look at this word, dzień, dzień, okay? So G, right? G, our trigraph, yes? And we also have n, so dzień, dzień, right? So dzień dobry, dzień dobry. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to throw some words on the whiteboard. Then I'm going to ask you to think first how you think they're going to be pronounced, and then I'm going to reveal the answer, okay? First word. We've got three strangers here, right? We've got Z with kropka, we've got O with kreska, and we've got L with the kreska in the middle. So, żółty, żółty, żółty. Okay, let's do another one. Here it is. Dźwig, dźwig, dźwig. So, although we haven't gone through all consonants yet, W in Polish is pronounced always as V. So sometimes it will be in voice, sometimes we will pronounce V as F, but we will get to it. So, dźwig, dźwig, dźwig. Good. So, rzeczy, rzeczy. A lot of students pronounce RZ as RZ. It's not RZ, it's R. It's one sound, okay? Rzeczy, rzeczy. Let's make it a little bit longer. I'm going to reveal the meaning of this word. It's indeed. Yes, indeed. So that's the word for indeed in Polish. Let's think about it. So you know the beginning, you know already how to pronounce the beginning. How about this bit here? You know that W is always V. So what is the ending? Okay, we've got the S accent, right, which is the stranger. And we also have the CI, which we know, right, if we put this I here, we know that it's pronounced exactly like C accent, right? So let's look at it. Rzeczywiście, rzeczywiście. So it's ci, right, and then cie. So rzeczywiście. Okay? How about this one? Let's look at it. Think about it. We've got S accent. We've got CI, also pronounced very softly. And we've got on and G. In Polish, this is G. So let's try. Ściąga, ściąga, ściąga. Another one. Okay. Przestrzeń. Przestrzeń. And I need you to focus for a second here, okay? Because the P, letter P, is unvoiced, the RZ becomes SZ. So this P letter influences the R. We cannot possibly, after the unvoiced consonant, pronounce the voiced one. We need to have the second one on also voiced, unvoiced, obviously. So, not prz, prze, prze, but psha. So, what you will pronounce is this, prze, okay? But you will keep it in your spelling like that. Now, t is another unvoiced consonant. And we've got exactly the same situation here. So what we do, right? T is unvoiced, therefore R becomes, that is obviously a wrong spelling. You would not spell this word like this, but you would pronounce it like that. So przestrzeń, right? But we write it like that. Przestrzeń. So you may be familiar with the Polish word przepraszam, right? I think I mentioned it a couple of times at my lessons that you would pronounce przepraszam due to the first consonant being unvoiced like that. Przepraszam, okay? So if you remember this word, the beginning of this word, prze, it's not prze, but prze, right? Then all you need to do is be aware of which consonants are unvoiced, and then keep this rule, apply this rule, okay? So, przestrzeń, przestrzeń, okay? Let's look at another one. Don't worry about the meaning, it's not about that. So, we've got a T letter, which is unvoiced consonant. We've got another situation, like in our word przestrzeń that we just had. So how would you pronounce this one now? Strzała. Strzała. And it's important to know this because you really want to sound as close to a native speaker, don't you? So in order not to give yourself away in that way, you have to practice. So strzała, 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 okay? Wściekłe. And listen how we pronounce this word. Wściekłe. I told you that we pronounce W as V, yeah? But there will be a situation when this W, this V, will become unvoiced. And here is the example of that. Because this consonant, sh, is unvoiced, this will now influence the first one, right? So again, we cannot have a situation where we've got voiced and unvoiced, or unvoiced and voiced, okay? They have to be together, either voiced or unvoiced, right? The consonants that begin the word. So in order to do that, what we have to do is to change W and pronounce it as F. So that is the wrong spelling, wściekłe, right? But the correct pronunciation. So make the mental note of it, okay? Wściekłe, but this is what you will see. So wściekłe, wściekłe, not wściekłe. But look, in this word, our consonant V precedes the ż, doesn't it? As that is ż. Ż is voiced, therefore wrzesień. wrzesień. There's nothing wrong with r here. We pronounce it as we see it. R. So wrzesień, wrzesień. But wściekłe, not wściekłe. Unvoiced influences the voiced one. They both become unvoiced. Voiced and voiced. No problem at all here, okay? Another word. D is voiced. AZ is voiced. So think about how we pronounce this one. Drzemka, drzemka. If you pronounced it in this way, you were right. So drzemka, drzemka. Again, let's look at this word. We've got voiced, voiced. Wrzucić, wrzucić, wrzucić. How about this one? Voiced, unvoiced. So how would we pronounce the first one? What did it become in this word? Do you remember? In this example, what letter did we replace it with? Exactly, with letter F. So, unvoiced, make the first one unvoiced as well. So, wpłynąć. We pronounce it like that. We spell it like that. Wpłynąć. Wpłynąć. Okay, let's try a few more words. What do you think this one is pronounced like? Jeansy, jeansy, j and e, jeansy. Second one. Judoka, judoka, judoka. We've got our trigraph here, right? So, and the SI, which is also very soft. Dziesięć, dziesięć. Unvoiced and voiced. So think about this voiced one. How would we pronounce it? Think about I'm sorry in Polish. Przygotować, przygotować. How about this one? Żegnać, żegnać. Okay, so let's pronounce a very, very famous Polish nursery rhyme about a wild pig, dzik. It's a wild pig. Let's try it. Dzik jest dziki. Dzik jest zły. Dzik ma bardzo ostre kły. Kto spotyka w lesie dzika, ten na drzewo zaraz zmyka. D is voiced, ż is voiced, therefore drzewo, drzewo, tree, a tree. Hard word to pronounce. Dzik jest dziki, dzik jest zły. Dzik ma bardzo ostre kły. Kto spotyka w lesie dzika, ten na drzewo zaraz zmyka. Great. So let's look at those 4 words. Okay. Ściana. A lot of students say ściana, so be careful with the C there. Ściana, ściana. Ślimak, ślimak. Ściśnięty, ściśnięty. Przyśnić. Can you see the przyśnić, przyśnić. Super. Once you practice that, I think you're ready to start on the alphabet, and although I don't really want to bore you with all the details with the alphabet, and we're just going to look at some letters that are worth looking a little bit closer at, and then we will start looking at vowels and practicing all vowels in particular words. That's my plan. So let me upload a new video with the alphabet, and let's start on the new one. Thank you. Bye.